As Pixel sharpens her claws on one of the many cardboard beds that we've got in this room, more signings are taking place. More is going on around the NHL world, and so I collect them before doing a video. I can't do a video for every single signing at this stage. The big ones, the ones that feel like they're really huge, long term, lots of money, sure. For the other ones, they'll go into like a news of the day type format. Starting with Mikko Koivu, who signs with Columbus, 1 year, $1.5 million. That is a very good value signing for Columbus, and they still have a ton of cap space to add. So keep an eye on Columbus. They absolutely are still players for some of the major names that are out there. Mike Smith returns to Edmonton, and according to him in an interview he's given since signing this contract, Edmonton is the only place he really wanted to go. And so the goaltending tandem in Edmonton will stay the same as it was this year. You'll have Smith and Koskinen, and we can have the debate about whether that's good enough, whether they need to upgrade. The point being, they were a team that was one of the top four points-wise in the West when we had the pause, and then they fell below Dallas in terms of winning percentage. But Edmonton had a very good season in the regular season, so we can't lose sight of that, despite them losing to Chicago in the play-in round. And Smith and Koskinen were a part of the good part of the story during the regular season. So I don't see any issue with bringing back for a year at $2 million. Very reasonable. Nate Thompson has joined the Winnipeg Jets. 1 year, $750,000. Again, good, reasonable contract for a fourth liner for Winnipeg as they continue to add. So they've added Stastny, they've added Thompson. If only they'd had that depth against Calgary in the play-in round. And that's a big part of the reason why the additions are taking place, is because that play-in round really exposed how thin they were in terms of their talent. That if you take a couple guys out, there really isn't anything to back that up with. Now, Dallas made a move today that I like. So I'm wearing Golden Seals. And I'm wearing Golden Seals or Oakland Seals because technically there's California Golden Seals and Oakland Seals. Because both Dallas and San Jose made news today. And since those organizations are due to a dispersal draft of the Minnesota North Stars when San Jose came into the league, I thought, you know what? Both of them are in news right now, so I can wear this, and it can be both Dallas and San Jose. So there you go. Mark Pesce signs a 1 year, $750,000 contract with Dallas for this coming season. Now, that is a really good signing. It's funny because we were talking about, who Vancouver could sign, and I threw it on there on Twitter. Pesce, I thought, would be a good signing for the Canucks to make up for what they've lost. He's a guy who can play in your top six as a number 7 defenseman or on your fourth line. He did both for Florida. He could play on the blue line. He could play on the fourth line. He's not going to score a ton of points or a ton of goals, but he's a depth guy. And so Dallas picks him up. I think that was a smart move by the Dallas Stars. And again, Dallas, showed during the playoffs that depth can be really, really important. And Dallas, they've lost Janmark. There's been some losses there, but Pesce is a good pickup. And then a trade took place today as well. So here we go. This is how crazy things are going to get. Austin Watson is now a member of the Ottawa Senators. The Nashville Predators get back a 2021 fourth-round pick. Ottawa envisions him as being a good energy line player for their third line. And for Nashville, they didn't really require Austin Watson anymore because of the signing of Nick Cousins. So Cousins, for the same cap hit, will fulfill the role that Watson did. And now Watson's brought them back a fourth-round draft pick. So Watson's in Ottawa. I have to say, I thought it was funny. I saw a comment on the channel asking, well, how do all these signings work? Because they can't cross the border right now. You don't need to cross the border to go to your new team. They don't even have training camps yet. A lot of these guys are all living in Canada anyway. So, it's not really a big deal. They can sign their contracts and send them back. They don't have to actually physically sign them and in person. Austin Watson's now a member of the Senators as Ottawa continues to add players and make it clear that they intend to be better next season. So Watson's going to make Ottawa a little bit more difficult to play against, and it'll be interesting to see how things go for him. Kevin Labanc. Last year, he gave San Jose a 1 year, $1 million contract, which had everybody screaming that it was cap circumvention and how dare the San Jose Sharks and Labanc do this, and it's not fair and all of this. And now Labanc this year has got paid. He gets 4 years at $4.725 million a year, It's a total of $18.9 million. Is it as much as he could have made last summer? No. But I think $18.9 million is pretty good. If somebody came to me and said, hey, over the next 4 years, you can make $18.9 million, I think I would say that intrigues me. Please tell me how legally I can do this. So LeBanc will be staying with the San Jose Sharks, 4-year contract. He's been a really good player, proved he was a team player last summer, and now this summer he gets paid. And I think that was the plan all along, was that he'll take that hit last year so he gets paid this year. But yeah, good player, one of my favorite Sharks. So yeah, $4.725 million a year. Sounds reasonable, and we'll see how things turn out for San Jose with him. And then last but not least on the board, Johan Larsson has signed a contract with the Arizona Coyotes, 2 years for a total of $2.8 million, so $1.4 million a year. And so the Coyotes continue to work on their depth. They've lost some guys, so they needed to bring in some depth, and they've done that. I think of the moves that have been made today so far, and of the ones on the board anyways. The Koivu one seems to be quite smart. The Smith one, kind of a no-brainer considering what else was out there. Like, you could pick up Aaron Dell, sure, but you already know Mike Smith. You know what he brings, and you already know he gets along with Koskinen. That's a tandem that works, and so it makes sense for Edmonton. And again, I like the Pesce signing because as a Dallas fan, I think he'll fit right in. And again, he can play on the blue line or he can play on the fourth line if need be. And considering all the injuries Dallas dealt with in the playoffs, it'd be nice to have a guy that can play either role. And so you can dress 11 forwards and 7 defensemen, or maybe it's 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. It all depends on where Pesce's going to play on any given night. So I look forward to seeing him in a Stars jersey and to seeing how Austin Watson does with Ottawa. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.